Hello everyone, today we're going to go over how to copy files to Alibaba Cloud Object Storage Service S3 buckets using GS RichCopy 360 Enterprise. Once you've got your account created with Alibaba Cloud, you can go in and create the buckets and then get your access key and your secret key and S3 endpoint. And then install GS RichCopy 360 on your machine. And once it's installed, go to the jobs section, create a job. We're going to skip the cloud. We're going to give that job a name, copy to Alibaba Cloud Object Storage. This is just a label. Source. In this example, we're going to be doing it from local disk. However, if you wanted to copy from a different cloud provider, let's say you're migrating from one S3 bucket or from SharePoint or whatsoever, you can just select whatever cloud provider you want to copy from. And for the purpose, we're just going to go ahead and copy from local disk. You can type the path, paste it, or browse it. We're just going to go ahead and browse. We're going to select folder called random. It's just got a few files in there, just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to check the box that says copy as root folder. When you check that box, basically it instructs the software to create the parent folder random on the destination and then copy the content of it. Otherwise, if you don't check that box, you're just going to copy the content of that folder. So for this demonstration purposes, we're just going to check it, copy files instantly, and then we go to the destination, which is where you want to copy it to. We're going to click on the drop down, select S3 compatible storage because that's what the object storage from Alibaba is. And then before we click browse, we want to specify the account that we're going to connect with. I'm just going to click, we have it saved, but I'm just going to click on the add signs to show you what it would look like that you need to fill out. Click on the plus sign, give the job a name, give the credentials a name, like an alias, just a label so you can reference it later. And then you would paste in your S3 access key, secret key, and your S3 endpoint. And then you would select these options, whichever one that works with Alibaba. The default normally works with all of them, but for most of them. So in this example, we're just going to go ahead and select Alibaba from here. I'm going to click on the edit sign so you can see what it looks like. This is our secret key. This is basically the endpoints change per region. And so make sure you just get the region for your S3 bucket. And we're using signature v2 and virtual hosted style. That's what Alibaba uses. Once you provide your credentials, you click on test to test those credentials to make sure they're working okay. They're successful, click OK, click Save. Now we can click, with that selected, we can click on Browse, and that will use those credentials. So this is the bucket we have access to with these credentials. We're going to click on the checkbox. There's nothing, this bucket is basically empty, that's why we don't see any subfolders. Click OK. Now we can go in and set all the different options we want. A few things that I want to point out. If you wanted to schedule this job to run at a specific time, you can click on Start, select the day. If you want it to repeat, click Repeat and set Schedule. You can have it run daily. You can have it run multiple times a day or once. You can run it every weekday, weekly, monthly, and so forth. Then additionally, you can set the job to run as a service, which means the software does not need to be running, nor do you need to be logged in. Basically, if you have the job as a service and the scheduler set, then these two coupled together, the job will just run automatically in the background as long as the server that this machine is installed on is turned on and running. But you don't need to be logged in, nor the software need to be connected. We're going to be using 4 threads. We could use more threads if we wanted to. Normally for cloud copies, I wouldn't go more than 8, depending on your cloud provider. You may want to check if the throttle, or if you notice that your copying job doesn't go well, then you want to throttle it down to 4. Basically, we're going to copy 4 files simultaneously at any given time. So we're going to click Save now that we've created the job. The job is right here. Now to launch this job, we just basically right-click on it and select Start. It says queued. Notice here it says green for all these jobs. These are different jobs going to different cloud providers. When it's green, basically it indicates the job did not encounter any errors whatsoever. So now we've collected, we noticed there are 13 files in there. It's copied 6 files already. It's doing it at 16 megabytes, 32 megabytes per second. You multiply this by 8. This would be how many megabits per second throughput you're getting. Remember, we're copying across the cloud and across the internet. So the job copied successfully. It took about 15 seconds to copy 325 megabytes. So this is basically the job is complete. Now, if you wanted, let's say we encountered an error, instead of it showing as green, it will turn red. This is an easy way to indicate, hey, there's a job here that failed. So you don't have to click on and check the log for each job. If you wanted to find out where the error was, so you just click on the log right here, scroll down to where it says errors, and if we encountered, let's say, multiple files that we couldn't copy, we would list those files here. If you wanted to copy from Alibaba Cloud, you just simply double-click on the job. And instead of selecting local disk, we're just basically going to reverse the destination. So we're going to go ahead and click on local disk, S3 compatible storage. Click here and select the Alibaba Cloud credentials. You notice we don't have to specify it again because it's saved to our credentials library. And then we click Browse. Remember, we copied the random folder. Earlier, before we copied, this was empty. Now we see it. So you can select that folder here, click Copy, and then you can either copy to local disk if you wanted to copy on-prem, or you can select your cloud provider of choice based on your needs. Hopefully this was informative for you. And reach out to support@gurusquad.com if you have any questions or you need additional guidance. Otherwise, go ahead and download GS RichCopy 360 Enterprise and give it a try. Thank you for watching.